Hello, live stream. I'm starting a little early today. Not actually ready yet, but I thought we'd get going here and do a little early because I got to leave right after the show, so there won't be much of a post show today. So I thought, well, if we can't do much of a post show, maybe we'll do a little extra pre-show. So I got to burp the stream here for a second to get us ready. So things are going to go into offline mode just for a brief moment while I burp us over to the Friday mode, and then we'll be back with an early pre-shows.
Everyone, we are live from my backyard where I am smoking these meat like a brisket. I'm making meats now. Someone asked me, do I smoke meat? That's gonna be delicious. Yeah, if I smoke meat, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Give me the sock, give me the sock. C-U-C-C stock. Say my name, baby. Give me the sock, give me the sock. C-U-C-C stock. Smoking meat, hello to you.
Hello.
Thanks for hanging out with me in my backyard while I'm smoking these meats too. The thing about smoking meat is it takes a long time sitting around with my Wi-Fi. I like racing. Grilling meats, racing cars are two of the most fun things that you can do. Manual transmission, I enjoy that. Do I hunt?
Yeah.
Smoking these meats.
Mr. Zuckerberg. Mr. Zuckerberg.
Zuck. Oh no, it seems I was daydreaming again.
That's why I made clear that you have had subpoenas. Is that correct?
Mr. Zuckerberg, what is Facebook doing to prevent foreign actors from interfering in U.S. elections?
We are smoking these meat like a brisket. I'm making meats now. Someone asked me, do I smoke meat? That's gonna be delicious. Yeah, if I smoke meat, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Give me the sock, give me the sock. C-U-C-C stock. Say my name, baby. Give me the sock, give me the sock. C-U-C-C stock. Smoking meat, you smoke lemon chicken, smoke salmon, you'll love it. Bison sirloin, ribs and sausage. We got some more pork ribs. We got a brisket.
Yeah, that's right.
You don't want to miss it. We have just applied the sweet baby rays. I want my baby back ribs. You know, it's a weekend, man. Break out the purple shirt.
Man.
I wear the gray shirt to work. While I was smoking meats earlier in the day, I started a triathlon. Swam about a mile.
Sure.
It's a long way.
Right.
About 20 miles. And I had to go deal with something, so I had to abort. Smoking these meats.
Signor Zuckerberg. Signor Zuckerberg. Mr. Zuckerberg.
What?
Oh no, once again, thoughts of smoked meats have caused me to drift into a land of imagination.
This part
In
of the
fact,
song is not
the genius
necessary.
who created a digital monster that is destroying our democracies and our societies.
Oh no.
That's a question that you have to put yourself for yourself.
Here we go.
And you have to ask yourself how you will be remembered.
For smoking these meat like a brisket.
Oh, yeah.
I'm making meats now. Someone asked me, do I smoke meat? That's gonna be delicious. Yeah, if I smoke meat, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
Nailed it.
These meat like a brisket. I'm making meats now. Someone asked me, do I smoke meat? That's gonna be delicious. Yeah, if I smoke meat, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Give me the sock, give me the sock. C-U-C-C sock.
I'm in the shade. That's no good. I'm in the shade.
Give me the sock.
Oh, I don't want to be in the shade.
Oh
no, I'm gonna die.
Baby, give me the sock.
Oh no! Oh, I made it.
That
is so. Oh.
You made it.
Hey, Cheesy.
Hey.
Oh man, I am. Have I talked to you about how fucked up my ribs are? My rib on my right side is.
No, you haven't.
It's gotten up there to the pain level of my my recent my recent surgery. It's really bad.
What
And if I cough, I don't know, man. I don't know if I got like an inflammation of the muscles or what. I would think I have lung cancer, except for it doesn't hurt when I breathe. But it is. My right side of my chest is proper fucked. Like if I sneeze, I'm in pain for an hour. If I cough, If I lay on it weird, it's really screwed up. I've read a few things online. I could have like inflamed muscle tissue between the ribs or something, or I could have like some sort of bacterial infection.
Well, don't you be reading too much up because you know how that.
But it started when I got back from Keller. I thought I had a chest cold. I got back on the Friday stream even, and I said, "Hey, I think I got a chest cold or something." Nope. It's been since then. It's just been getting worse. Now I'd say it's debilitating. So I'm probably gonna. I already have a doctor's appointment tonight for something else because I'm a piece of old man garbage falling apart. But so once I go see the doctor,
my body is a dumpster fire.
Once I go see my doctor for my other chronic issue that's killing me slowly, maybe I'll get his opinion on it. But I might, if it's not better by Monday, I think I gotta go in again.
Well, I mean, did you like tweak something? Did it happen when you were like stretched a certain way, or like you did something?
But I tend to hurt myself.
Did
sleeping.
you like wake up one morning? Yeah.
Yeah. I tend to hurt myself sleeping because I toss and turn like a lunatic that can't breathe and is choking himself to death. So I turn.
Well, that's the thing. But if it's been since Keller, that's been a bit.
Yeah, man. It's been like 14, 15 days.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a dude.
I just dropped you that link in the old Slack.
What
there.
link?
That's that. I did another little thing last night messing with it.
All right.
I thought you might appreciate it.
All right. Well, right now I gotta. Once I die, I'll do it.
Rick, are you far away or are you inside something?
Chris.
Is the camera? Is everything a camera?
Do it. Live forever, bro.
Keep getting jumps. What I need. Oh, I died. You say what I need is a boost. All right, let's.
Boost.
I need a boost. It's Friday. Hey, chat room, how's it going? How you doing, chats?
Chatty McChats.
Chatty
What
McChatterson. I am indeed Pickle Rick.
You are indeed a dude.
Boom. Oh, yeah, you and your Nextcloud. We should talk about that. Ooh, that looks really slick, dude. That looks so much better than... If Nextcloud shipped like that, I don't know, I'd have more confidence.
Right?
Tell you what.
There's so much other stuff. Like, I feel like... I don't want to get into it, I'll just save it, but...
Hey, Morty.
It's the beginning, I feel like, and they're trying to get all the enterprise shit in first.
Mm-hmm.
The single sign-ons, the 2 factors.
You got your 2 factors.
They're really working their asses off on that, and I think after that, we'll see a lot of improvements.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. I invited Wes Payne to join us, although I don't know. He may not be near a microphone. And we will have Drew joining us soon.
Oh yeah.
Do you think we should
Drew's
play?
Be on here.
Should we play Millionaire today, or should we skip it an episode? Because we got those games that listener sent. Did you happen to save that note by chance or anything? I wrote him back. It was Joe put it in the Slack. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Because we could do that. We could play for those games today. It could be like I don't know. Maybe Drew versus Brent. Let's see here. Let's get that mumble room fired up.
And when we do that, we'll give a shout out to that person. I mean, I think we could. We need to get some more peoples moving around in the chat room.
Yeah.
So I am going to tell Telegrams.
We're giving away some games. You want to do it? You want to commit to it?
Do you want to do it during the show, or do you want to do it before
I don't know.
the
What
show?
do you think? I mean, we could record it either way, and then Drew can cut it in like the pro that he is.
Well, I mean, we've got to have people here to play the show, so.
Giving away some hashtag Steam games. Okay.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna copy pasta this to the bottom of our docs. Actually, I'll put it. I'll put it right there, so he has the keys handy. Beep, beep, doop, beep, doop, doo. That's super awesome too, man. I love that we have a couple of listeners that
I know. Bite Bitten too.
Super
Bite
cool.
Bitten's back. I see him up there in the
Yeah,
El
yeah.
Mums. I tell you what, man.
You tell me.
Oh.
Tell me what. Yo, no, I want you to. You need to tell me.
I'll tell you right now. You want me
You
to tell
tell
you?
me
I'll tell you what,
right
bro.
now.
Bruh, I'm gonna
Bruh.
tell you here in a second. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you here in just. You know what I'm thinking, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
tell you what.
I mean, I don't know what you're thinking, but I can hear what you're saying.
Bite Bitten. No. It's very likely I missed it.
Open source quiz.
I know. I was
What?
just thinking we need to do Millionaire with Linux questions, and if we could adapt what Bite Bitten's just done or something like that to the Millionaire game, so they're all Linux questions.
We need to get Bite Bitten to write us our own.
You imagine how much more that would be fun for the audience if we're asking progressively
Oh, yeah.
harder and harder Linux questions, and how fucking amazing it'd be if somebody gets to $1 million.
What if somebody actually got to $1
Bite,
million?
send that to Cheese. Send that to Cheese.
We need to have something for someone if they get to $1 million.
We need to probably set up Cheese CHZ and CHEESE or whatever at jb.com.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be a horrible idea.
Oh, it came in. Oh, okay. So it came into the Friday box. All right, that. Actually, I can find. Oh, if you got a link, that's even better. Yeah, if you send it to the show-specific contact pages, I'm much more likely to be able to actually find it when I go spelunking. I should have gone looking at email today.
Spelunking. Nice. Oh, what are you doing this weekend? I'm spelunking my file systems.
Oh, cheesy. It's Friday.
It's Friday. Man, all the doggos today
I know.
for bring your doggo to work day.
Levi's a cutie, isn't he?
Oh, dude. Adorable. Adorable.
All right, so what's this link that Bite Bitten's got there? You see this? Huh?
It hasn't looked yet. I'm about to click.
Oh, man.
Oh, open source quizzes, online trivia.
Huh, cool. This is pretty cool. Now we just need to take these and
5
structure them.
questions, 7 questions. Okay.
We just gotta take these and structure them in a. What company developed the first Unix OS? You want to try it?
We can. I'm gonna fail if that's question 1. Bell Labs.
All right, hold on. Let's give it a shot. Hold on. Don't say nothing, dude. Don't say nothing. Well, you're close. You're close on that. answer.
WMA audio format is open source, proprietary, freeware, or shareware.
All right, bro. You ready to do this or what?
I'm ready to lose. We got to get someone else in here to play the game, man.
We're just gonna play around. We'll do it together, all right? You and I will do it together. It'll be Team Friday.
Team Friday.
All right, Cheesy. Let's get ready to play Who Wants to Be an Open Source Millionaire? All right, Cheesy. Here we go. For Team Open Source, fought by Team Friday. What company developed the first Unix OS? AT&T, IBM, Sun Microsystems, or Apple?
AT&T.
All right, I'm going to agree since we're doing this together, kumbaya, and I'm also going to say final answer. Let's lock it in. Yes, we are correct. It was AT&T, home of Bell Labs. All right, we got question 1 correct. Moving on to question number 2. Who created the Free Software Foundation? Linus Torvalds, Eric Raymond, Richard M. Stallman, or Steve Wozniak? I'm going to say Richard
Stallman.
Stallman.
Final answer.
Man, look at you, dude. You're on fire.
Stallman, final answer. I'm going to a
We
million.
are correct, dude. Yeah, we knew that. We knew that, man. We knew that. All right, moving on. We got this, bro. Who coined the term open source? Linus Torvalds, Eric Raymond, Richard M. Stallman, or Steve Wozniak?
I'm going to say Stallman again.
No, Stallman hates the term open source. He loves the term free software, but he hates the term open source. Remember, if he's the father of open source, then it was done with artificial insemination and stolen sperm.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I should have known. Context clues.
If I'm the father of open source, it was done by artificial insemination with stolen sperm.
What were the answers again?
Linus Torvalds, Eric Raymond, Richard M. Stallman, or Steve Wozniak. I kind of feel like we should say Eric or Linus, but I feel like it was a term came up by industry, by the Linux Foundation and Red Hat. That's what I think. You want to do should we do an Ask the Chat Room?
Oh, the chat room's saying none of them.
Oh, what? All right, chat room. It has to be one of these for us to pass. So, even if you don't agree, which one of these is the correct answer? Linus, Eric, Richard Stallman, or Steve Wozniak? You have 20 seconds, chat room. Just give the name in the chat room, and we'll try to go with whatever we see the most of. Linus, Eric, Richard, or Steve? Omni saying Eric. Oh, man. Okay, so Macromancer is also saying ESR. JB Live's also saying ESR. I think...
Well, and then they posted an article, so now I'm saying ESR.
All right, so we're... all right, boy, look at that. Jill also saying... Boy, it's sort of like universal. Okay, yeah. All right. I think we go with ESR. What do you think?
I'm coming to say yes.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Man, this is so weird because none of these are the right answer. I mean, really, I feel like Eric Raymond's going to get credit for it, though. We are correct!
What?
Wow, I did not know that. All right. All right, here we go, Cheesy. 21% done. Moving on now. Who wrote The Cathedral and the Bazaar? Linus Torvalds, Eric Raymond, Richard M. Stallman, or Steve Wozniak? It's the same fucking names every time.
I'm going to let you take this.
Yeah, this one's Eric Raymond, and I'm definitely going to say final answer on that one.
Gee.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right. Now, moving on. If these are the same... Okay, good. Where did Linus Torvalds go to college? MIT, Berkeley, Stanford, or the University of Helsinki?
Bert.
I thought he didn't go to college here in the States. So that's my Linus. Oh, man.
He's got an office at Berkeley, right?
Oh, does he?
I'm pretty sure.
I could go with that. I could get behind Berkeley. You want to do Berkeley?
Berkeley and not MIT.
Are you sure about this? All right, let's do it. You ready?
Yeah, do it.
Oh, no! University of Helsinki. University of Helsinki.
Wait, that was for Stallman?
No, it's for Linus.
Oh, Linus. I was thinking Stallman.
Do you want to keep going? Or... Let's keep going. All right, here we go, Cheesy. Which of the following is not a pro to using open source? Customization, low cost, programmers have access to the source code, easy to integrate with proprietary software. Okay,
Steve Wozniak, final answer.
this one's hard because I feel like it is their answer is going to be easy to integrate with proprietary software, but my answer would be low cost.
The answers one more time.
Customization, low cost, programmers have access to the source code, easy to integrate with proprietary software.
And what do you think?
Well, I think it's low cost. It's because what is not a pro? I mean, but I think they're going to say easy to integrate with proprietary software. I think that's what the system's answer is. Should we go to the chat room again?
let's easily integrate.
You want to? All right.
Let's easily integrate.
You want to do easily integration? Mm-hmm. You are correct, sir. Good job.
Whoa, getting a little echo there.
Yeah, Drew got a little echo there from you. Drew got a little echo there from you.
Drew.
He's probably working on it. He's working on it, I'm sure. Okay, how many years does Red Hat commit to support of their enterprise version of Linux? 6, 7, 8, or 9?
I don't know this because I don't Red Hat.
God, I feel like I really
Linux admin.
I know this. I know this. Come on, Drew.
LTS. I mean,
we need Drew on Team Friday for this one.
I'm here.
Drew, how many years does Red Hat commit support to enterprise versions of Linux? 6, 7, 8, or 9?
For RHEL, I think it's 8.
I could get behind 8. I feel like that's a pretty remarkable number. Like I remember it being a number that's like, shit, that really takes a lot of work, right? Cheese, how do you feel about going with 8?
I think let's go with 8.
All right, I'm submitting this as our final answer. Oh no! Oh no, it's 7. It's 7. Now, Drew, I don't know if you're on the right mic because it sounds awful and roomy. And I think I can hear your tummy.
Probably. Well, I'm in this new booth, and I think you're hearing everything inside of it.
No, I don't think so.
And
Tap the mic.
Oh, yeah, hold on. I think you're right.
I think we proved with that we're better at doing general trivia. No. That was fun doing the open source questions, though. The only thing is it doesn't increment up in the numbers. See, the next question after that is IBM a company that gives back to the open source community? What? Now this is feeling weird. This is starting to feel skewed. Is IBM a company that gives back to the open source community? True. Yay. What is this?
Okay. Test.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Adrian. You might even be able to come down a few notches there on the old input.
Ooh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little low on my end, but...
Oh, is he really now?
Just through source. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, okay. All right, okay. All right, okay, sure.
Let's try it there.
That sounds good to me, eh? I don't mind that at all. Well, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for playing, guys. That was good. Who knew it was 7? Well, all right. How you guys feeling? You good?
I'm doing great, man.
Now, we have some games to give away. Do we want to give them away this episode? That's what we were trying to figure out.
I don't know. I mean, if people want some games.
Yeah, I think we should give some games away, but we need some...
I think if the chat room says they want some games, then we'll start giving some games away. Because we do has actually 3 games.
Now, do we want to do general millionaire trivia, or do we want to try to do the Linux? Can I do that as a game? The only problem with that...
We should do general trivia.
I was going to say, the only problem with the millionaire one is it doesn't... the general trivia doesn't keep, like... Well, I guess it keeps score. We could do open source trivia and see how far each of us get.
Well, I say we don't break it. We just do
all right.
normal trivia we've been
all
doing.
All right. We'll do that. That'll be the last thing we do before we get out of here. We should probably get going though pretty soon because even though we're going to start a little early, updated list for non-Linux gamers. Oh, thanks, Byte. What you cooking on over there?
Yeah, I need to go get a beverage if we're going to do that.
Yeah, I should get a beverage too. I should beverage up. I know better than this.
Mm-hmm. How many times, Chris, have I told you?
You say
don't come to a show.
You say we've always said that, Cheese. You've always said that. You said don't come to a show without a beverage.
And what do you do every time?
I come to the show without a beverage.
Mm-hmm.
I know. There really is no excuse for my behavior. I apologize. How about I get, because I've been watching the Computer Chronicles, and we're going to get really nostalgic. We're going to tell the story of our first PCs on the stream today, chat room. So we'd love to hear yours, too, as we're going along. Please feel free to put yours in there. We'll be reading them.
Oh, the stories.
So I feel like in that tradition, while we go beverage up, we should play like some classic Computer Chronicles. You know how I do? I love the Computer Chronicles so freaking much.
They are good, dude.
It not only is nostalgia, but it's also like it's interesting watching what people were betting on that they thought was going to be real big, and then didn't work out at all, or like watching this hype about VR and things like that.
What I really like is watching the mobile computing of the time.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's only 7.2 pounds.
Yeah.
And then here comes, compact with one that's 5 pounds or something.
Here, I'll play one of those. That'll be a good one.
So good.
So this one that I'm about to play is from 1992. So in the prime of my computing years. 1992. Here we go. All right, let's go beverage up, and then we'll get back here in just a moment. So chat room, stand by, grab your beverages, and then it's Friday stream time. A little early.
Friday.
This is a convertible car, but this is a convertible computer. It's the new Grid Convertible. Looks like a normal notebook working away with my keyboard here, but suppose I decide I want to use a pen for input instead. I simply flip down the top, pull out the attached pen, and voila, I have an instant pen pad computer. Yes, portable computers have come a long way, baby. We have pen pads, color notebooks, mini notebooks, notebooks with cellular phones built into them. We even have portables that talk to us. Today we'll take a look at the latest in portable computing as we show you what's new in notebooks on this edition of the Computer Chronicles.
Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by the Software Publishers Association, providers of educational materials to help manage software. Don't copy that floppy.
Welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm Stuart Chaffee, and with me today is Peter Ott, Editor-in-Chief of Portable Computing Magazine. Peter, I've got a couple portable computing goodies I want to show you right now. This is the new mini book developed jointly by Lexmark and Chipson Technologies. Listen what this thing has. Number one, it weighs only 2 pounds. It runs on AA batteries for 40 hours. It has a built-in Disney sound source card, so you can even play those games on your little mini book over here. It has a microphone in it so that you can dictate into this machine if you want a dictation machine. It has a built-in mouse key. It has 2 PC MCI A slots, so you can have your peripherals or your extra memory in here. And the thing's going to sell for like about $700. Pretty amazing. This black box over here is neat if you're a notebook user, called the Presenter Plus. You develop a presentation on your notebook, you show up at the hotel, and there's nothing to plug it into, right? Here's a good old-fashioned TV set over here. We're watching a football game. It must be a TV set. I'll switch into video mode, and boom, I'm now converting my VGA output into NTSC, and that's all I need to just run a presentation. Here's a presentation put together with Persuasion, and I'm doing the job. Let's talk about the machines themselves, though. There are zillions of notebook computers out there. How in the world does a guy decide which one to buy, how to figure out the right machine?
Well, I think there are a lot of different considerations, but first of all, I think that that person needs to assess their own needs. Where are they going to use the machine, and are they going to use it inside or outside? Color screen or monochrome screen, is that necessary? And then they need to figure out what kind of software they wish to run, DOS, Windows, and from that they can then figure how much RAM they need, how large a hard drive, and some of these other considerations. But there's one more thing, and I think this is very important. You really need to take a look at the comparison reports. Look at the benchmarks. How fast is this machine really? What kind of battery life is it getting? and some of the ergonomic considerations. And I think once you kind of consider all these different facets, you can make a very intelligent decision.
Okay, we'll try to help out today, Peter. We're going to show you 6 of the best new portable computers to help you figure out which machine may be right for you. But you know, once you've bought your notebook computer, you have just begun. The real road warrior also wants one of those spiffy new battery-operated portable printers. So we checked out the latest technology in portable printers at the recent Fall Comdex.
Among the many products on display at Comdex,
some people snort coke off of Ricky's ball sack. I've tried them all. Don't get me wrong. The best high there is comes from a bone. I like smoking pot a lot. I like getting stoned alone.
How is that doing in the video? Get that out of here. Get that out of here. So I love looking at those old videos of those old laptops. Oh, man. Oh, boy, those things were pieces of crap. Here's the video with the sound turned off. Look at that old piece of crap. Oh, those stupid portable scanners. Oh, those were the worst. Yeah, man. Bring back memories, because not only did I want some of those things, but I had to support some of those things. And they were always such a hot mess. And of course, the type of users that wanted portable printers like that were real estate agents and construction workers who hated computers, and lawyers who thought nothing should ever fail that they've paid for. So it was really kind of a hot mess. Cheesy, get back over there now. It's time for us to get going. It's time for us to start the show, and we gotta get them brats to the front of the line, bro.
Brats to the front of the line.
Never, ever get rid of that. Voila. Now that's got stuck in my head. Dang it. Gosh darn it. Tell you what. Gosh freaking darn it. All right. You back now?
Hello.
Hi.
We're here.
Hi.
Oh, we've been here, bro.
Whatever. Just because I had you muted don't mean nothing. No excuse.
Whatever. I've got my recorder ready.
Do you ready?
I've got my beverage.
What
open.
about you, Drew? You got your recorder ready?
I am ready.
Drew's still a little low on my end. I don't know if you can.
All right, Drew, try coming up a little more. I'll tell you how it sounds.
Alrighty.
It's all kind of, works out for me.
Up a little bit.
Yeah.
How about there?
Yeah, sure.
Much better, dude.
Sure. Nice.
Yeah, this Onyx is so touchy.
Well, we got to get you something else. We got to get you something else, for goodness sake. We need to do like
goodness sake.
Like Elle needs a new computer, Drew needs a new interface, and Chris needs a new right side of his body.
You can Amazon that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's like 1-day delivery for a half a body, right?
At least a lung.
At least.
Oh, look at this. I got some videos to download. Would you look at that?
Would you look at that?
Have you also seen his videos?
Yes.
He goes to the DMV. Psh. Do you see that one?
So good.
Would you look at that?
Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. What are you wiping the windows?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's nice and shiny.
Well, it's a 78.
Yeah, it's looking good. Looks really good.
Yeah, it's got original paint, too. I mean,
Yeah.
people that owned this thing before me must have put the thing away in its Long Island, New York garage every day of its life.
Oh, go figure.
Every
Look at
day.
this. Oh, look at
Got it
this.
for $700. It's real clean. You can work on it. It's the things are not packed real
Right,
close
right, right,
together.
right.
There's still a lot of room to work on it. So with
Yeah.
that consideration,
Right.
you know, I'll go down.
You still do it.
Park that 700.
Park that. Look at this. Look at that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Look at this. You know, when I see a car like this, first thing I do is I say, "Would you look at this?" You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, would you look at this?
Yeah, well.
Would you look at that?
Yeah, there's a few more blemishes on the car.
Oh my gosh, just look at it.
The car is not perfect.
Just look at it.
35 million views. Oh my God, my chest hurts.
35 million people have looked at that.
And they said, "Would
What
you
you're
look at
telling
that?" They said, "Would you look at that?"
And they've done looked at it. 35 million people have done looked at that. That's insane.
So you're in the new booth, Drew?
I am.
You sound good. We're gonna talk about that in the show.
Yeah, baby.
You gonna sing us a song in there?
You sound like NPR over there in that business.
That's right. Not very expensive either. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Well, would you talk about that? Would you just talk about that?
Handmade, I take it.
Yeah.
Drew came up with the whole
Sweet.
plan, and he came up from the beginning. He planned to open source the whole thing or publish it, whatever you want to call it. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about it. Would you talk about that?
Aw, yeah.
We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that.
Oh. I'm kind of stalling because I want to see. I'm trying to give Brent time, but. Oh, no way. Look at this. We got one more. Look at that handsome gentleman coming in right there. Hello, Wes. I don't hear him yet, but he's there. I see him.
Can I
Oh,
still
yeah.
join this
There you
rodeo?
go. Yeah, yeah. We haven't hit record yet.
Mr.
We're just about
Payne.
to start.
Dude, I was hoping you'd just show up just like you did, just like a unicorn out of the woods.
Boom. Well, I did
You
click
just-
my heels 3 times.
That's all it takes.
I did threaten to play some Vic Fontaine.
Oh no. Oh no, you don't.
All right. Well, I think we're ready to hit the old record button. You boys ready?
Yeah, I've got my.
I'm just hitting save right now.
Yeah, I should do that. I should probably. You know what? I also just realized I have a LUP doc open. So I'm not. I'm kind of a hot mess over here. I may have to do a fix Reaper after this. We'll see.
It's okay. You're a good hot mess, Chris.
Oh my gosh, dude! You don't even know, man. You don't even know. Whoa, the music just stopped. That was weird.
You're like that little bit of vanilla ice cream left at the bottom of the cup that's kind of melted but still good.
I am such a hot mess right now.
It's a hot mess.
It's bad.
It's still good.
It's bad. I was getting emotionally choked up reading Alex's blog and looking at his pictures, thinking, I want to go do that.
Dude.
Oh, man.
I was reading it last night. He like telegrammed me at, I don't know, midnight or something. Hey, I've got like 0.2 megabit down internet or something. And he's like, I'm trying to upload all these photos and post. Dude, it's those time lapses. Are you kidding me?
I know.
Insane.
Did you see that latest one? Did you see a bear got like right up to his car?
Yeah, we were talking about that last night at Telegram. He's like, yeah, like a bear came up to the window. Like, had the window been cracked at all,
man,
we would have been eaten.
So I'm not seeing anything on Source Connect levels. What do I check, Wes? I ran the fix, the old fix repair, and then still not seeing it. Should I? What is the output? You remember? I could just check, see if there. I see a wire coming from 25 to input 1
Yeah,
and
so
2.
Source Connect should have a wire coming from the Pulse device back up into one of the Reaper slots, whichever one you've told it to record from.
Oh, okay. So look for right.
If you don't have an in-person guest, it might be
I see
3.
a Source Connect out coming in 3. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
just switch it to 3 and you should be good.
Okay. All right.
So how are you today, Mr. Payne?
It's Friday. Isn't everyone great?
That's right. So I want mono and I want 3. There you go. Now just say something.
Source Connect testing.
Yep. There we go. Yeah, I see you guys. Man, when we don't have people in studio, how do I know if Mumble's working? I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, someone has to talk. Or you attach something to that Pulse device.
Oh, that's so cool. That's such a really cool idea. That's a great way to test it, isn't it? Byte, I'm going to pull you down for a second to test Mumble, so that way in case somebody pops in. There, say something there, Byte.
Hello.
Yep, it's working. Yeah, your oh boy, your audio's rough. Well, I'm glad you're in quiet listening. Thank you for preemptively understanding. I appreciate that. All right, yeah, but he tested it for us and it's working. Great, guys. Well, then I'm already over here. Oh, I haven't actually saved.
Hopefully, Byte should be getting some swag in soon.
Oh, God, it hurts. All right, so this is Friday 8, isn't it?
Yep.
Look at this.
008.
Hey, you know what? I just want to take a second and say I'm noticing some new names in the chat room, but I'm also noticing some returns, and I really appreciate it. It's nice to see people coming because, you know, we're really doing this. We are releasing it, but we really are doing it because we want to replace some of the live streams that we have cut back. We want to give a place for the community to organize and a place to hang out. We want to have an opportunity to give back and recognize people in our community. So I really appreciate that you guys are here, and I've noticed, and gals, I've noticed Jill's made it for several episodes in a row now, or close to it, if not that. And
Omnipotence is there.
Yeah. Of course, by bit obvious.
Like Digigold's first
Seeing
day
you act,
on
I mean, I'm
IRC.
loving it. It's so great.
It is the Friday stream, after all. That's an important word at the end.
Tommy's back again after winning, right? Didn't Tommy win last time, or did no?
Xenotrope won.
Oh,
who
should we play for
still hasn't claimed their game.
I feel like if you're still there, say hi. We should play for him again since he lost last round. Wes and Drew, are you guys up for playing Millionaire at the end of the show? Wes, you'll play for Tommy as like the redeeming round?
Yeah, I'm down. Although, shouldn't Cheese get a chance here?
Well, it's up to Cheese. Cheese and I generally he's the call guy. You can call it Cheesy.
I guess that's true. You're right. Well, then, yeah, I'm totally down.
I will promise this time, Wes, not to give you false answers.
Dude, I believe in you. We're a team. We're a team, Cheesy. I mean, you're going to help Drew, too.
I mean, I did let you down.
We're only
'cause I
sometimes
really
a
had
team.
no idea about when he lost his arm. I knew it was in the 80s.
Oh, that was such a rando question. I don't blame you for missing out on that one at all. I like that you felt bad about it all week, though. That's good.
Yeah.
You're too good, Cheese.
Oh, that's funny. All right, Digigold. Let's do this thing for Digigold. All right, so we need to figure out who we're going to play for in the show. Is anybody in the show? Would anybody? Well, we need to know what games it is. Make sure we're not making them play for games. So we need to figure out the games.
I tossed those other keys over to Byte so he can put them in the documents as well.
All right, but so we don't need to worry about the game then because there's several.
Yeah, I mean we've got plenty of games, so we can do it one of two ways. We can pick a game to give out.
What do you think of playing for Tommy and Digi since it's Digi's first? Although Tommy hasn't responded, so I'm not sure if he's actually still listening.
We also got Light Key in there.
Oh, Light Key would be good.
We've got Jill in there. Yeah. We've got
although Jill probably has quite
Omni
a bit.
in there.
I imagine Jill probably is good, but we could totally play for Jill as like a returning prize. So raise your hand in the chat room if you'd like to be considered for a Steam game. We need like a graphic. Steam giveaway. Raise your hand.
Oh yeah.
All right, Wes. What do you think of this? I'm going to play a song for you, Wes. I want your impressions.
Ooh, just for me. It's like serenade.
I found this earlier today, and I want to know if you think it's too hardcore for a Friday stream song. Now I got to find it. I know I tossed it in here somewhere. What's that song called? Oh yeah. No,
it's not the one that made me want to cut myself, right?
No.
Okay.
No, the one about crying.
You be careful with that Cheesy in mind.
Is it this one? No, it's not this one. I know, right?
Quit feeding him horrible tracks.
I did not. Yeah. Here it is. All right, so tell me what you think of this track, Wes. This is a possible Friday stream opener consideration.
White snow, red sky, reach out for a soul so high. Blue eyes, fake cry, beware of the fox tonight.
All right, Wes, what do you think of that?
I like it. It's good energy, a little intense, but it's a nice contrast to some of the lighter stuff we've had on other streams.
That's true. That's true. All right, so I see Zen has popped his head back up. That's good. Has anybody put their hand up for a Steam game? Nobody, really?
I think
somebody wants a game.
Oh, did Omni?
Yep.
Oh, man. How much should I talk about how much fucking pain I'm in? Should I just not even bring it up? Or should I mention the fact that I think I'm having a whole nother appendix rupture all over again? I am...
Don't die on us. Come on now.
All right, hold on. I'll save it for the show. Who wants to win a game? You know what you got to do is you got to put the chat room under like a time pressure. You know, you got to give them like, you got to give
Bob's
them
ramping it up in there.
Yeah, let's do some suspenseful music too. All right, chat room. Who wants to win a free game?
Be a millionaire.
You have to have a Steam account. We have several games you'll be able to choose from. If you'd like to win a Steam game, say me. I don't know. Say something. Otherwise, we're gonna move the F on.
All right. So we got an Emacs.
You know what? I think Emacs should get it. He's been around for a while. I feel like Emacs would be a good one. So
we got.
I feel like we should play for Tommy and Emacs. Would be my call because and then put on the list for next one. You know what I'm saying? Because Tommy didn't win last week, so I think and Wes didn't win last week. So I feel like
I did not.
Wes plays for Tommy, and Drew, you play for Emacs. All right, write that down because we're gonna have to remember that in the show, or we could just do it now, and then Drew could cut it in as well as he.
I sure can.
All right, maybe we'll just do it now since we're all fired up. All right, everybody, get ready to record. You all ready?
Let me push that button.
All right, so we will hit record on. I'll do a 3, 2, 1 record in 3, 2, 1 record. Hello, future Drew.
Hello, Drew.
Hi.
Wow.
Weird.
It's weird because he was future Drew because you know why. Anyways, let's count to 4 like a team, like a team of superhero podcasters. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
And now, like another team of superhero podcasters, let's capture our silence like a boost. So everybody please sit quietly, no breathing, no farting, no moving in 3, 2. All right, good. All right. You know, Jill, those are fake, by the way, because it took like, I think, Joe a couple of weeks to figure out they were fake. So I'm just telling you now, those are fake. Jill, if you ever want to get a couple of those like codes off your hand or anything like that, let Cheesy know. We'll do a few giveaways. And of course, you could always come on Mumble and do the giveaway, too, like at the end of the round or something. All right. This is going to be fun. Drew, do you want me to try to do the board? I think I can. I think I can do it. I think I can do it. You could probably fix whatever I can't do, but because the audio does totally suck from the Flash app.
What'll end up happening is I'll probably end up cutting it out anyways and recutting it. You know, to do it as nicely as I did it last week.
Yeah, I mean, you could do it however you want.
Nicely.
So if you're going to cut it out anyway, I mean, are you pretty sure you'll cut it out anyways?
Yeah, probably. I usually do with sound effects if I can find them.
All right, then I might just use the ones that are built in, just so that way I can. Let me see if they're working.
That's easy.
I'm not getting.
That works.
Yes, I'm getting levels from Air Master. Okay. All right, here we go. Although I still prefer. All right.
Yeah, I hear it. They're not great.
Yeah, they're not
they
great.
Work.
No,
all
they
right,
sound like Flash audio files.
You love it, and the chat room demands it. It's time to give away some more Steam games. This week, we're changing it up. Wes is returning after losing last week horribly. He'll be playing for... Who was it again?
Tommy.
He'll be playing for Tommy, who lost last week. And this week, a new challenger enters the arena, Mr. Drew, and he'll be playing for Emacs Romancer in our chat room. Gentlemen, Wes, you'll start first. Gentlemen, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, Wes, you'll start first. Wes, for $100, when looking at a map, in what direction always... Oh, hold on a second. In what direction always north? Oh, I got to put this up on the screen. Hold on a second.
I'm confused already here.
I'm going to put this on the screen so the chat room knows. Cut this part out. I got to put this on the screen so the chat room knows I'm not an idiot. When looking at a map, what direction is always north? All right, that's what they mean here. There's typos in these. All right, here we go. I'll do it again. Mr. Payne, for $100, when looking at a map, what direction is always north? Left, right, down, or up?
Up. Final answer.
Oh, all right. Look at you. Up, final answer, and Mr. Payne, you are correct, sir. Well done. $100.
If I got that wrong, I mean, you should never let me navigate anywhere.
No kidding, right? Good thing there's Google Maps, though. All right, for $200, where do you go to board a plane? A post office, a grocery store, an airport, or an amusement park?
Well, okay, what if it's like a ride that looks like an airplane at an amusement park? That's a tough one. C, airport, final answer.
All right, sir. I'm going to go ahead and guess you were correct on that one. Submitting it to the computer now. Yes, Wes, you were correct. All right, we're moving right on now to $300, Wes. You're doing great. Remember, when you get to $1,000, you will lock that in. And that, at least, whatever else happens, you'll be safe at $1,000. But right now, you have to get to there. You're 2 away for $300. Which of the following breakfast cereals is not produced by Kellogg's? Crisp-X, Apple Jacks, Lucky Charms, or Fruit Loops?
Ooh, now that's a tough one. I think I'm gonna phone my cheesy.
All right, stand by, Wes. We can absolutely do that. You do have 3 lifelines, 50-50, phone a cheesy, and ask the chat room. Let's go ahead and bring in Mr. Cheese Bacon. Cheese Bacon.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Which of the following breakfast cereals is not produced by Kellogg's? Crisp-X, Apple Jacks, Lucky Charms, or Fruit Loops?
Let's say Lucky Charms or Crisp-X.
All right.
Crisp-X is definitely Kellogg's. Lucky Charms because it's so sugary. Like Kellogg's used to be known to be healthy, right? Like oats.
5
and
seconds,
health.
cheesy.
So maybe the sugariest one?
All right. Let's see then. Mr. Payne, your Call It Cheesy says Lucky Charms.
I mean, who's going to argue with Cheesy?
Yeah?
If Cheese Bacon is his name, I think he knows breakfast foods. I'm going to go with C, Lucky Charms.
All right, here we go. Submitting that into the old computer. Computer, is that your final answer, Wes?
Final answer.
You are correct. Oh, I wasn't sure about that one. Okay.
Dude, I was sweating it.
Here we go for $500. What international radio signal word is used as a distress call? The international radio signal word used as a distress call. Help, Roger, 10-4, Mayday.
Despite help making probably the most sense, I'm going to say Mayday. Final answer.
I think you're probably right. Let's see here. Yes, Mr. Payne. You got it, buddy. All right, now for $1,000. This is the big moment where you will lock it in. What was Peter Pan before it became a book? A play, a song, a movie, or a poem? Remember, you do have 2 lifelines as well.
I'm going to say, this is a tough one. So before it became a book.
A play.
Well, definitely not a movie.
A movie or a poem. Yeah,
I'm going to say play. I think that makes sense. I'm going to go with play. Final answer.
You are correct, sir. You have locked in $1,000. Good job, Wes. You now move up to the next echelon, $2,000.
That was a gamble, but I still got my lifeline, so I guess it paid off.
I'm impressed. I wasn't sure what it was either, but that was a good guess. What state's flag has a portrait of George Washington on it? Washington, Montana, Ohio, or Utah?
Washington State, final answer. I should know because I have one of these flags in my house.
Yeah, Wes, you got it, buddy. You got it. Yeah, I was like, if he doesn't know that one. Okay, Wes. Now, for $4,000, what TV show features Ashley Abbott as president of a company called Jabbit? As the World Turns, The Young and the Restless, Guiding Light, or Days of Our Lives?
Oh boy. This is not my area of expertise. Let's use the 50-50.
All right, computer, please remove two of the wrong answers. Wes, you're left with only two choices.
I get two gone.
I know, right? I was going to rob you of one. You're left now with two choices. The Young and the Restless or Guiding Light. What TV show features Ashley Abbott as president of a company called Jabbit? The Young and the Restless or Guiding Light?
Of the two, I'm most familiar with The Young and the Restless, so let's say that. Final answer.
All right. I agree. I don't know what it would be either, but that seems like right to me. Let's see, computer, is that the correct answer? You are correct! You got it, Wes.
No way. That's awesome.
Wow, was that two guesses
Crazy.
in a row?
Yes, it is.
That's some luck. Wes. Now, for $8,000, you are now two away from the next echelon, which is $32,000. But for $8,000, what's the tide that flows out toward the sea called? The tide that flows out towards the sea. The ebb tide, the flood tide, the high tide, or the rip tide?
Let's go with ebb tide. Final answer.
All right, Tommy, I hope this is right. Submitting that into the computer now, Wes. You are correct. You got it, Wes.
All right. I was going to feel dumb because I answered that one just without thinking.
Now, for $16,000, when was President Kennedy killed? 1961, 1963, 1965, or 1967? For $16,000. If you get past this and the next one, you lock in at 32.
Let's ask the chat room.
All right, going to the chat room. I like it. Chat room, please now give your answers. 1961, 1963, 1965, or 1967. You gotta wonder, chat room. Do you know your history? We're now gonna see. Chat room, you now have 20 seconds to answer Wes's question. What year was President Kennedy killed? 1961, 1963, 1965, or 1967? What year was President Kennedy killed?
I'm counting on you, chat room.
Okay, Wes. Well, I have some good news.
Do you now?
The chat room and the simulated chat room in the game.
Oh, there's a simulated one. I didn't even know.
Just in case we don't get enough answers, yeah.
Double help. All right.
Yeah, they are in agreement. They both agree the answer is B, 1963.
Well, let's just let it ride. Final answer.
Okay. All right, here we go. Submitting 1963. You are correct.
Woo!
Wes,
all right, thank you, chat room.
Good
You
job.
guys really got my back.
You have
It's
now,
all the chat room. It's all the chat room, and Tommy, of course.
If you get this one right, you've locked in $32,000. That was, of course, the winning mark that Angela walked away with last week when Tommy lost. So if you get this right, this is going to be extremely hard for Drew to beat. What is a group of colts called? Colts. C-O-L-T-S. Colts called. A herd, a rag, a brace, or a troop? A herd of colts. A rag of colts. A brace of colts. Or
Okay,
a troop
well,
of colts.
I don't know about brace, and troop seems a little bit weird.
Herd sounds pretty good.
It does sound pretty good.
I've also-
rag is weird.
It's so weird, it could be it, right?
That's true. That's true. I'm gonna say herd. A herd. Final answer.
Wow, I love your confidence. All right, let's see.
I mean, who knows? But
God, I really want you to lock this because otherwise you're back to $1,000 if this isn't right. Jeez. Oh no!
No! Oh, that's crushing. Another
God.
defeat.
Oh God.
It's a rag? That's the answer?
It is indeed a rag, Wes. I am so sorry. Dude, you did so good on some of those.
That's insane. All right. Well, now at least I learned something.
Wes, I really, really want you to win the next one. Wow, Wes.
Sweating bullets
Well
over
done,
here.
though. Well done. Okay, so Drew, Thankfully for you, that means you only have to beat $1,000. So if you can lock in 32,000, you obviously won. But I will technically, if you get to 2,000,
you don't have to be so mean about it.
I know. I'm sorry, Wes. All right, Drew, are you ready?
I am ready. Let's do this.
All right, Drew, for $100, what color is normally associated with a hot temperature? Red, blue, green, or yellow?
Red, final answer.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it. Very good, sir. Moving on now. $200, Drew. Here we go. What animal is the symbol for the Playboy magazine? A monkey, an alligator, a bunny, or a warthog?
Well, I should know this one. Bunny, final answer.
And that's because he has many of them, not because of bunnies, not Playboys. Yes, let's submit that in there.
That's right.
You are correct. You got $200. All right, now, moving on to $300. You are now 2 away from that 1,000 echelon. What does the letter P stand for in the abbreviation ESP as it's associated with clairvoyance? Potency, procrastination, perception, or prodigy?
Perception, final answer.
Ooh, the man's on fire. The man's on fire. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. All right, so now we're up to $500, Drew. Good job moving right along. What color are the Green Giant's shoes on a can of corn? Brown, green, yellow, or red? Try to picture that in your mind there.
Yeah, I think they might be brown. But let's do a 50-50.
All right. Taking away 2 possible answers, you're left with green and yellow.
Let's go green, final answer.
Really? All right. Going green, final answer. You got it. You are correct. You are correct.
I figured it was a trick.
Oh my gosh, you really got good. You good because I would have gone with yellow because you need to make them stand out from his body. So
nicely done, Drew.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What's the name of Donald Duck's girlfriend for $1,000? Daisy, Darlene, Debbie, or Dina?
Daisy Duck, final answer.
Yeah, that's right. I think you're right. Let's go see. Computer, is it Daisy Duck? Yep. Yeah, you got it, Drew. All right, Drew, guess what? You're moving up now to $2,000. What instrument does Sam play in the movie Casablanca? The clarinet, the saxophone, the trumpet, or the piano?
Oh, jeez, I never actually saw Casablanca.
I haven't either. This is Sam. I can picture the movie, but I've never actually seen it.
Yeah, we all know the "here's looking at you, kid."
Yep.
But
you still have 2 lifelines as well.
Yeah, I'm thinking let's ask the chat room on this one. All right,
chat room. Very good. Let's do it. We're going to the chat room now. Please give us your answers, chat room. What instrument does Sam play in the movie Casablanca? The clarinet, the saxophone, the trumpet, or the piano? Easier for me to say. All right, chat room. You now have 28 seconds. What instrument does Sam play in the movie Casablanca? The clarinet, the saxophone, the trumpet, or the piano? Let's see. I hope they get this for you, Drew. Now, the computer version of the chat room is pretty split on this, so I'll tell you what it says after our chat room gets a chance to weigh in here. What instrument does Sam play in the movie Casablanca? The clarinet, the saxophone, the trumpet, or the piano? Play it again, Sam. All right, so the computer chat room says it's 50% the clarinet and 45% the piano.
I'm inclined to go piano.
Are you?
Yeah, it's a classic instrument that a lot of films feature. I don't really see a lot of films featuring the clarinet.
It's also a bit more romantic than the clarinet. Not to be disparaging of the clarinet.
Ouch.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go piano.
Final answer? All right.
Yeah.
It's bold, Drew. Let's see. That's good reasoning, if nothing else. You are correct, sir. You got it.
Yes.
All right. Nice. You've locked in $1,000 easily, and now we are moving up to $4,000. How many men are on board at the start of a chess game? How many men are on the board at the start of a chess game? 24, 28, 32, or 38?
Well, let's go through this. So you've got 2 rooks,
yep,
2 knights, 2 bishops, king and a queen. So that is going to be 8. Double that to 16. And then, for the pawns, double that again for the other side. And you've got 32. Final answer.
All right, I like it. We got ourselves there via math. And you are correct. Well done. All right. Well, now with that $4,000 question out of the way, we are moving up to $8,000. What's the tide that flows out toward the sea call? The ebb tide, the flow tide, the high tide, or the rip tide?
Ebb tide. Final answer.
I hope you get this one right, since Wes just had it. Yes,
Real
you are correct.
embarrassing if I didn't.
All right, moving on. Next round, we're going to have to do like Linux questions, I think, instead of general trivia. All right, for 16,000, how many minutes is a 12-round boxing match? For 16,000, how many minutes is a 12-round boxing match? 45 minutes, 46, 47, or 48? You have 1 lifeline left.
Yeah, let's phone a Cheesy on this. I think I have a pretty good idea, but I want to hear.
All right.
I want to hear what Cheesy has to say.
Mr. Bacon, how many minutes is a 12-round boxing match? 45, 46, 47, or 48? Mr. Bacon, you have 20 seconds.
12-round boxing match, huh?
45, 46, 47, or 48?
I would 48.
Not sure?
Not sure.
All right, thank you, Cheesy. We're out of time. Appreciate you. All right, so Cheesy says 48. The computer says 47.
Computer's wrong. Cheesy is right. Reasoning being 2-minute rounds, 12 rounds, 48. Final answer.
God, I love it. I hope you are right, because that would be incredible. Here we go. Oh, gosh, computer is at 48 minutes. Oh, no!
Oh, is it 47?
Whew, Drew, I am sorry to say.
I got to know.
It is 47. It is 47.
Oh,
I'm going to give the win to Wes, since he made it a little bit further this round. He made it actually.
He sure did.
So we'll give it. So that means, Tommy, you are the winner of the millionaire game. Congratulations, sir. Thank you for making it live. We appreciate it. He's made it a couple of weeks in a row to the Friday stream. As a reminder, we will not have a Friday stream next week. Just a reminder, we're going to be in Texas.
That's right.
All right, so why don't we start the show now? I'm good, though. I'm pretty much done. All right. That was fun. Good work, everybody. Good effing work. All right, so we're going to start the Friday stream right now. In a 3, in a 2, in a 3. It's Friday. Oh, yes. Hello, everybody. Cheesy, how you doing?
Oh, you know I'm doing great. It's Friday.
It is. Woo. Oh, I got so much to share this week. This is a nostalgia-rich episode this week because we're going to talk about the first PCs we ever laid our hands on. Our very first PC. Might make me feel a little old. To help me along in this journey, Drew and Wes are here too. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hey.
Happy Friday, guys. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Friday.
This might be a quick one because I got to rush out of here. Not only is today like a special day in general, but I have finally been talked into going to the doctor about just horrible sleep habits of mine. So I'm rushing out here to go see like this special sleep doctor that made emergency time available for me. Like I feel like big time right now. But also, it's the last day of school for my kids. So we're going to like try to take them out and go do something fun and all that kind of stuff. Man, do you remember like, speaking of nostalgia, do you remember how awesome the last day of school was?
Oh, dude.
Like the teachers are all chill, right? The teachers are all chill. All the kids are happy. Everybody on the bus is happy. The bus driver's happy. The school district employees are happy. You get out like kind of like around your lunchtime. It's just the best.
Oh, dude, it was the greatest. And then like that first week when you're, at least for me anyway, it was like in the neighborhood with the neighborhood kids riding your bike around, wandering off in the woods, building forts and stuff all summer.
I came on the
show.
Good
memories.
Yeah, very good memories. It's my best memories of school are the last day of school. Isn't that kind of funny? I don't know what that's about. I came on the show couple of weeks ago now almost, and I was like, hey, I'm back from Texas. I think I'm okay, but I think I might got a chest cold. I feel a little sick. Anyways, moving on. It's already starting to feel like the whole appendix rupture situation all over again. So what is that? That was like 14 days ago or something. So that's how long ago it was. And it's gotten significantly worse. My chest pain now has been sort of localized under my right man boob, above my man gut, but under my man boob, so in that region. And hurt doesn't begin to describe like when I cough or when I sneeze. I had a little bit of allergies today, and I was sneezing, and it hurt so bad, and I didn't realize this would be a thing. I guess I have a little built-in response now, but it started hurting so bad that I instinctively reached for my gut, because after I got surgery, every now and then something would happen to kind of rip my gut back open. It's pretty gross. And I would grab it out of pain, and I'd grab my gut and try to smash it back together. I did that instinctively when I started coughing or sneezing earlier today because my chest was hurting so bad. It doesn't hurt to breathe, but other than the muscles around that area of my chest hurt so much that if I breathe a lot, it hurts. So I don't know what's going on with me.
You should definitely keep breathing.
Yeah. What I'm gonna breathe a lot. I'm gonna smoke a lot to try to apply heat to the area. I feel like that'll help.
You might eliminate the smoking there for a bit.
What?
You might want to eliminate the smoking there for a bit.
No, because I want
just maybe
heat treatment. Because I think it's inflammation. I think the muscles are inflamed. That's what I think happened. So
you need to put some ointment on it.
Yeah,
he's gonna prescribe you some ointment.
Well, actually, I just thought if I got some crystals and I talked to the Dr. Reverend, then
she knows what's best for you.
I mean, she would just tape them on the sore spot, right?
I think so. And you know what? If it worked, I'd be all for it. I haven't had a chance to call her back yet. I've been a little busy. We're out of here next week. Next week, we're going down for a big old company get-together at Linux Academy. And so we've been trying to get a whole bunch of stuff done in preparation for that. So there won't be a Friday stream next week. I'm going to try to say that a few times this episode because I always feel so bad when people show up because we're trying to get a real live, community thing going here, and then we no show. So I really want to get the word out there. I feel super guilty on the days we're not live. It's a big source of guilt. So if I just say 5 times in the show that we're not going to be live next Friday on June 28th, 2019, I feel like I've done everything I can do.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's going to be pretty much impossible to make anything happen next Friday.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to be, in our company get together, and it's taking place on Friday as well.
It's going to be like a mid-year hype fest. We're going to get the update on stuff because the company's growing like crazy. It's going to get in. The coolest thing about it is genuinely I enjoy a lot of the people that work at Linux Academy because they're all a bunch of geeks, a bunch of Linux geeks and stuff. So it's like a mini Linux conference when we get together. So that's pretty cool. So we won't be here next week at the end of the week, but we're going to start out with something that's pretty cool. We have worked over the years on really trying to get our audio to sound pretty good, and part of that is the physical space that you're in. You've got to make the sound less reflective. You've got to do things to try to make the physical space you're in work, because garbage in, garbage out. You got to start with good audio. But how do you really do that? And like, what works versus what is just hype crap that's going to cost you a ton of money on Amazon? Well, one man is here to answer these questions for us. The man with the plan, it is Mr. Drew. Hello, Drew.
That's me.
So you came to me with an idea of kind of working on not only two problems, really, kind of working on your audio, but also documenting this process and coming up with a exact parts list that people could replicate at home for a reasonable price. So I don't know where to start with this. I kind of want to start at the end. Like, grand total, do you know how much we've spent on this new recording setup of yours?
Yeah, it's under $400.
There you go.
Which is pretty cool.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is going to be this is a project that Drew started to really kind of make any kind of space you can get your hands on a usable space. So what was the space like before you started this process? Then we'll talk about what you did.
Yeah, so I have high ceilings and very reflective walls, not a lot of, soft things on the walls. And the rooms are like normal rooms. They're just, boxes with doors. So combine the high ceilings with, reflective walls, and it's just kind of terrible.
Yes. Unfortunately, it's very reflective. Like light reflects off of shiny objects, sound reflects off of flat, reflective objects. So what did you kind of come up with, Drew?
Right.
And what is the overall strategy? You kind of came up with a plan that works in almost any room, really.
Yeah. So essentially the way I wanted to do it was somewhat modular, so that if you weren't recording for a while, or, say you were using a guest room like I am, you could kind of collapse it, or at least move it out of the way, so that you can, bring your guests in, like say your in-laws are in town. You can not have them, sectioned off with part of the room just completely inaccessible because you've built this gigantic structure that can't be moved.
Right.
So
you could also use this in an office building, like maybe in a conference room. If you were a business that wanted to launch your own podcast, you could take over a room and set this up, and you could get decent sound out of one of these office rooms.
Yeah, 100%. So what I ended up doing was, it all hinges on using this room partition that I purchased, along with, I say I purchased, Linux Academy purchased it to be on the level there. But we took that and attached a bunch of acoustic foam to that partition, and then I also attached acoustic foam to the walls behind the desk where I'm sitting. So this partition wraps around the corner that I'm sitting in and forms a shell. Now, because of the high ceilings, I also need something over top of me so that things aren't bouncing up and back down, which creates a lot of reverb.
Right.
Eventually, I'm going to take a piece of MDF or some other piece of wood to create a full cover with more acoustic foam on top. But for right now, I've got a comforter that's tacked to the wall and draped over that partition. So it's astoundingly simple, but the results are phenomenal.
I like the partition you picked because it's pretty flexible, but it's not unreasonably priced. It seems like it's decent build quality as well.
Yeah, I did break one of the hinges, and that was just from having foam in there and then trying to collapse it down a little bit.
Unbelievable.
The hinge
taking
just
that out of your
right
paycheck, Drew. Unbelievable.
Hey, I fixed it with zip ties.
Oh, well, then problem solved.
Right. Yeah. So it's not perfect, but for the price, it's pretty damn good.
And you're, a sound guy. What do you think? Are you pretty happy with the results?
So far, yes. Now, I do need to actually sit down and take some SPL measurements to see exactly how much it lowers the ambient volume, but to be honest, lowering the ambient volume isn't really the scope of what we're trying to do here, because this acoustic foam is not soundproofing. And, that I just want to make that very, very clear. It's not soundproofing. It is something that shapes sound and deadens sound. So while it's not going to keep every sound in the house out, it is going to help to make the sound that's in the environment that you're recording in much, much better.
Right. And the sound that's around the microphone, to say it another way. The sound that's close to the microphone will sound better. If there is a siren outside and you're near a window, it's not gonna take care of that.
Right.
What we got to do is we got to
help.
We got to get a parts list and all that kind of stuff up on the show notes. Or I know you want to put a whole instruction guide too, or something together on GitHub for people. But so maybe a parts list or something for the show notes would be good, because I really encourage the community to look into this as well. Because if you've got decent sound and you start coming on our shows, be it the Friday stream or Linux Unplugged, and you start participating, that's pretty much all it takes to be involved. We'll start working with you more and more. So Drew's guide is a great way to get there, or even just get good sound for your own podcast or your own production you're trying to do. So you're pretty happy for $400-ish bucks?
I'm very happy for the amount that's been spent on it so far. The cover shouldn't be much more. MDF is cheap, and another hinge to attach it to the wall and call it a day. Honestly, I'm surprised at the quality of this given how inexpensive it was.
I have had some crazy, crazy recording setups over the years. Oh, man. I wish I could have done videos of all of them, because there were some pretty hacky ones, because it's all about just killing the sound. If it's carpet or if it's drapes or whatever. The foam is kind of nice because you can install it in very specific areas, and it's got that nice consistency.
You can cut it.
To
fit.
You can order it on Amazon. That's nice too. Awesome. Well, I'd be kind of curious to know what you do with this in the future. So if you do any kind of big modifications to this or you evolve it, keep us posted and we'll update people. I think that's
absolutely. I do have some plans. I got to figure out some way to get cold air into this thing, because it is quite warm right now.
Oh yeah.
But that's another day, I think.
Yeah, that's the great
good
challenge.
old sweat box.
Yep, it is. It is.
Right.
It is always so hot because you do all this stuff to kill sound, and it makes it warm. And of course, the air conditioner, both the sound of the blowing of the air, but also the compressor running, are just horrible on recording. So it just gets so hot. So Drew, while I got you, are you familiar with the term Amazon Flex?
Amazon? No. Is that a new Amazon product?
It kind of is. It's a new Amazon initiative that's rolling out in certain areas like San Francisco and Seattle, and they're about to expand it bigly, as our president would say. And I thought now would be a great time to kind of introduce everybody to Amazon Flex, because you'll notice regular old people in just street clothes are walking up to your porch carrying boxes, and it's part of Amazon's initiative to essentially Uber delivery.
In the last quarter of 2018, Amazon's shipping costs jumped 23%, reaching a record $9 billion. Until an item arrives at a warehouse near your home, it can be shipped in bulk. But then each package needs to be hand-delivered to a different address, which takes a lot of people and a lot of time. Amazon pays to outsource much of this to carriers like UPS and the U.S. Postal Service, which charge a fee. And those fees just went up. In January, the post office increased its last-mile shipping rate by 9 to 12%, depending on package size. The less Amazon can rely on these shipping giants, the more it can control these costs. It's building up its own logistics network, delivering 26% of its own packages last year. For last-mile delivery, Amazon has small business partners, some delivering out of 20,000 Amazon vans. And in 2015, it launched Amazon Flex.
Flex is part of an overall broader strategy, including their own trucks, their own shipping vans, drones. It's really all in a response to increasing costs from UPS, FedEx, and the Postal Service here in the States.
In the last quarter of 2018, Amazon's shipping costs jumped 23%, reaching a record $9 billion. Until an item arrives at a warehouse near your home, it can be shipped in bulk. But then each package needs to be hand-delivered to a different address, which takes a lot of people and a lot of time. Amazon pays to outsource much of this to carriers like UPS and the U.S. Postal Service, which charge a fee. And those fees just went up. In January, the post office increased its last-mile shipping rate by 9 to 12%, depending on package size.
Ouch!
The less Amazon can rely on these shipping giants, the more it can control these costs. It's building up its own logistics network, delivering 26% of its own packages last year. For last mile delivery, Amazon has small business partners, some delivering out of 20,000 Amazon vans. And in 2015, it launched Amazon Flex.
So Flex is this newer sort of slow roll that they've done because it's very complicated. You take average people, you have to have a sedan, and you have to pass a moderate background check, and you are essentially an on-call driver for Amazon. You show up at their warehouse, you load up your sedan or your small truck with packages that you just cram in your vehicle, because it's not like their vehicles are built for this, and then you head off into what should be a 3-hour radius, but of course, in areas like California and Seattle, it's horrible traffic.
Flex drivers are paid an hourly rate with a set time to complete deliveries within, so many feel pressured not to stop.
Do you feel like you have time to take breaks? Do you feel like you can find a restroom?
No, absolutely not. So I try to go before my shift and then just hope that I don't have to go during it.
Some drivers, like Elbert, asked us for varying degrees of anonymity because they want to protect their privacy or their ability to keep working with Amazon.
You definitely feel panicked a little bit. You're already an hour in. Because they'll send you someplace and there'll be traffic. I'm in LA. There's traffic all the time. I have to deliver 20-some packages each hour just to finish within my block. So, you feel anxious and stressed.
This isn't going away either. This is just going to spread. Amazon is motivated to do this because they want to get Prime shipping down to 1 day. They're in a competition with Walmart here in the States to get Prime shipping down to 1 day. The post office, UPS and FedEx, they're raising their prices. And the gig economy seems to be booming like never before. So, this is obviously a direction Amazon is going to continue to go. I don't know quite how I feel about it because, and you can get the full video linked in our show notes. It's from CNBC. When you look at these cars, they're just people's gross, dirty cars that are just slammed full of my packages and other people's packages in the trunk, and then they show up at somebody's house and they're digging through the trunk like a raccoon, digging through all the different boxes, looking to see if they got the right box. They're not wearing brown shorts or coming up in a white and blue vehicle. You know what I mean? Cheese, you know what I'm coming at you? It feels dirty.
I'm still stuck in I've got the trash panda mental image thing going on right now with the packages in the trunk. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, man. Is it really that important that you get your package in 1 day? I mean, are we?
Kinda.
I mean,
yeah. Yeah, because when I'm fired up about something, it is.
2 days is fine. 2 days is fine for me.
Yeah, it's all right. But if I'm really passionate about something and I'm in a groove and call me a manic or whatever. But if I'm super excited about eGPUs, if I get it in 1 day, I'm more likely to slam it into my system and start working on it than if I get it in a week from now.
Well, and Amazon expects you to click the buy it now button if it's 1 day on those sorts of things. And I get it too, right? Whenever I was building this system, the only thing I needed was an M.2 NVMe drive. I could have got one on Amazon, got it a little cheaper, waited for it to ship, but no, I just went to Best Buy and just bought one.
Right.
So I get it, but it is weird having just some rando show up on your doorstep with packages.
Yes. So I want to ask Drew about that because this isn't rolled out yet to Drew's neck of the woods. It will be in the future. How are you going to feel, Drew, when some rando just comes walking up to your door holding a box?
Well, I do live 2 doors down from a Jehovah's Witness church. So getting random people knocking on my door isn't that unheard of. But honestly, if somebody were to come up and actually, knock on the door, ring the doorbell when they drop off a package, that's better than people walking up, not ringing the doorbell, and taking my packages.
Yes.
By a lot.
Yes. All right. I want to get Wes Payne's take here in a second because, of course, he's a man about town downtown. But first, there is legitimately the issue that people do not know who the hell these people are.
For several drivers we spoke to, safety is the biggest concern. Montez and other drivers told us they've been assigned large loads of packages that barely fit in their cars.
Whenever you do make them fit, it's piled so high that it reaches the roof of your car and you can't see your the back mirrors. You just see boxes, so it's not safe, definitely.
In a statement, Amazon says, "Safety is our number one priority. We communicate with delivery partners regarding safety topics, including safe loading practices." Another issue, Amazon does not provide Flex drivers with any branded clothing to identify them. Rapper Ice-T tweeted about this last month, saying he almost shot a regular person making an Amazon delivery. And Amazon tweeted back that they'd escalate this to our logistics team for review. Jonathan in Connecticut told us about a similar experience while delivering.
I'm pulling up to this house. I get to the front door and, this guy just comes running out like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he's talking so fast and he's just like, he was just talking so fast and he wouldn't let me talk. So I had to yell and say, "I'm with Amazon and I'm just delivering your package." And I was thinking, I'm in Connecticut, I'm a Puerto Rican guy in a white guy's yard. And what if he comes out and just shoots me in the face without asking questions? That was my fear.
His solution was to go onto Etsy and buy a custom-made Amazon Flex shirt that's branded.
No way, really?
Yeah, that's what he did.
Wow.
So Wes, you probably, like me, I'm getting food DoorDashed all the time these days. Downtown, it's just sort of a way of life. You got Ubers, you got Lyfts, you got food delivery. Are you weirded out at all by now packages being in the gig economy?
It's funny. I hadn't considered the sort of private residence aspect because, I'd say at this point, probably most of my Amazon packages, which admittedly these days is not that many, but the ones I do order, they're almost all delivered by Amazon Flex people. Yeah, it's just kind of standard now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get used to it. And if you think about it,
and it does mean, it does give them flexibility, and it does mean I get things a little bit faster. Although I then have to sort of. It's been a little bit difficult at times, especially as they first rolled it out, because it's a different sort of escalation path about how where did my package go? Or they'll show up at very strange times that FedEx or UPS wouldn't deliver at.
Yes, that has been the weird part for me too. It's not to get really deep on this, but it is something that crosses my mind. If we go into a world, say 5, 10, 20 years from now, where you have these tech companies that are literally the size of nations, and so the world kind of consolidates around them, I would imagine the gig economy would become more and more prevalent. Like this, along with Uber and DoorDash and all the other ones, are just the beginning, I have a feeling. And if you think about it from a Flex driver's perspective, nothing prevents you from also using Lyft and Uber, and nothing says that if you're in the right market, Flex isn't a better deal because you don't have to worry about ratings. You don't have to worry about people. You just have to deal with Amazon. If you're in a busy neighborhood where traffic's really bad, it sounds like it's pretty stressful. But if you see regular old folks walking up from their sedans and dropping off packages on your porch, that's Amazon Flex. And they're expanding out from the typical centers on the West Coast to the rest of the nation. And along with their drone programs. Coming in now, just under the wire, it's Mr. Brent. Hello, Brent.
Hello. How's it going?
Good. How are you? Turn yourself up a little bit when you get a chance. How are you, Brent? Where in the world are you right now? Where is Brent? We need a jingle. I'm going to do something. Maybe somebody will make us a jingle. Hold on, Brent. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to make a jingle here. They'll use our lyrics. Where in the world is Brent? Now, somebody just take that and remix that for us, and we'll make that a soundboard clip.
I think the Carmen Sandiego version is a little bit more kitschy, but
it is.
We can work on it.
I was riffing. Yeah, I guess maybe somebody else could do a better job.
It's the beginnings of something wonderful, I'm sure.
So, where?
Okay, so I am maybe 3 hours east of Toronto. So what would you call that? Southeastern Ontario?
Wes, can you tell what I'm already loving about the explanation of where he's at right now? Can you guess what I love about this, Wes?
I mean, is he getting closer to us? What do you? I mean, it's the continued adventures of Brent. I love all of it. The mystery. Does he even know?
I know. If you asked me where I'm at right now, I'd say Well, it would be a one-word answer to be, I'm in the studio, or I'm in Seattle. Like, if I ask, where's Wes? He'd say, I'm in Seattle, or I'm in Olympia, if he's seen his family.
The name of the largest town nearby, right?
Yeah, right. But when you say Brent's like, well, now take 15 paces north of this landmark. Yeah, just give me a one-word answer.
So I do know the name of the largest. I don't think it's considered a town. I think it's a hamlet.
Okay.
Which is about, I think it's like 2 kilometers east of where my exact position is right now. Is called Centerton, Ontario, and it's not the center of anything. It's like 3 houses on a corner. That's about where I am, and I'm not actually quite sure where I am yet. I'm still getting my.
Are you rubbing 2 sticks together to get internet right now? Like, how's that working?
I'm in this old stone building on a farm, and I'm on the 2nd floor, which is roasting. So maybe similar weather to what you have in the studio. And I get really good cell signal, so I'm doing all right.
Good. Well, I'm glad you're here because we're about to get into our first computers. We're going to tell the story of our very, very first PCs, and I thought to set the tone, I thought maybe I'd play a few clips from my what I'm calling my coming awake era in computers. I was aware of computers. I was using computers in the 80s, but then they were really just a means to play video games or break my dad's computer. But there was a moment in PC history that I really think I transitioned from an average consumer to an enthusiast. And ironically, it wasn't even for a platform I was using, but it was for the Pentium PC. And I gotta take you back in time right now to the good old days of 1993, when Intel had just significantly ramped up production of what was called the new Pentium processor, while most of us were using the 486.
In the Random Access File this week, Intel has announced the first round of price cuts on the Pentium processor. The company says prices will be cut up to 18% in the second quarter of '94. Intel says quick adoption of the Pentium processor by more than 100 manufacturers has led to the quickest ramp up in Intel history and the ability to move into high-volume, lower-cost production. Intel predicts that Pentium machines will account for 15% of the PC market in 1994.
Ooh.
The company also announced a 15% price cut on 486 chips.
Yeah, get them while they're hot. Actually, they weren't very hot, as a matter of fact. And Intel, they saw the entire world ahead of them. Nothing but gains.
Multimedia users and application developers hungry for more power are natural market niches for the Pentium, in addition to single and multiprocessor servers. That customer base will expand as Intel continues to develop new versions of the Pentium.
Over time, we expect to be able to move the Pentium processor into the entire range of personal computing, and for that matter, all of computing, mainframes, handheld machines, you name it. And to do that, we'll have to do specialized versions of the Pentium chip. So there'll be versions that are very, very low power, aimed at portables. There'll be versions that are very powerful, aimed at servers. And there'll be a variety of different Pentium processors right at the mainstream, aimed at the personal computer market.
It sort of sounds obvious now, but I want you to understand, the first computers that I had my hands on, they didn't need CPU fans. They didn't even need heat sinks. You would open up the case, and the CPU would look like just one of the chips on the motherboard. There was nothing really kind of unique about it. When Intel came around, they productized the CPU, and then they pushed it in a way we hadn't really seen. And early days, it was a bit rough. There were heat issues, and we thought it was quaint, and we thought it was funny that you would have to put a heatsink, let alone a fan, on a CPU.
PC Week Labs has run extensive tests on all of the existing Pentium-based hardware. They discovered that heat generation was a problem during beta testing, but since the addition of cooling fans, lab director Jim Lauterbach says all the systems are performing quite well.
They've got cooling fins on them, kind of like a Cadillac. 3 or 4 different fans. There's one machine, the HP back here, actually has the cooling fins, and then it has a fan sitting on top of the cooling fins, a tiny little fan.
Oh, a tiny little fan on top of cooling fins. Isn't that a quaint and adorable setup? My first computer that I really got my hands on was an IBM PS2 at school. I was looking on eBay today. You can pick one up for $150, which I was actually kind of tempted to. Because the old IBM PS2, it had this incredible sound to it. I'm such a nerd. I thought we could all just sit back for a moment and relive history. I found the sound that the IBM PS2 makes when it boots up. God, it's beautiful. Listen to that disc. Those fans.
So robust.
Now, what you're hearing, that grinding noise, is the hard drive. And when you turn it off, you can actually hear the hard drive wind down. You really, the computers had that visceral sound about them back then. You knew what they were doing. Those computers were my first computers, but they weren't my first PC. They weren't my first computer. I'll tell my story, but I want to hear Cheesy's. I want to know about your first PC.
Was that the sound of like the actual head on the drive locking?
Yeah.
At the end?
Yeah, and then you could hear the spin down.
Spin down.
Yeah.
My first machine was a compact Presario 486.
Oh, yeah, Presarios.
Yeah,
that was a strong line back in the day. That was a big.
It was a great little machine, man. I mean, it did the job for the time. I remember upgrading it, throwing a CD-ROM into it.
Windows 3.1, I imagine.
Yeah, it started with Windows 3.1 and then moved to 95.
Oh, 95 on the 46 was a dog.
And then moved to breaking it by trying to install OS 2 back in the day.
Sure.
Because I'd snagged a copy of that from a magazine I found somewhere. And then quickly learned how to reload those machines. I tried to, what was it? I think I tried to upgrade the modem at one point from like I think it was a 14.4 in it, and I upgraded to, or maybe it was a 9600 that was in it, and then I upgraded to 28.8.
Sure. Yeah.
And the ISA card, it had like a riser on it, right? And so the way that the inside, like whenever you peeled open the top, it had a riser card that came out. There was no heatsink on the CPU.
No.
And then the ISA card would attach in the other direction, like parallel to the actual motherboard. And so whenever I got this other card, well, it was too long, and there was all sorts of issues. So I pulled the riser card out, put this other card in, and of course couldn't get it to boot because it had to have that riser card in, and then moved along, and that was the first machine that was basically mine to use, but it wasn't my first machine that I built. Which
Wait, hold on, I want to hear that.
I don't know if maybe that's another.
Yeah,
story.
let's do that story because that's a different story for me too. You were talking about the modems there for a second. I feel like, and I don't really know what I base this on, but I feel like the 14.4 and the 28.8 were the best modem genres, like the best, like that. Those range of modems were the best. And those modems are so cool. They would have like lights on the front, and of course they have the built-in speakers. But speaking of modems, I believe what really taught me to appreciate long-term vendor firmware support was the switch to the V.92 standard. So the 56K modems that like some vendors like US Robotics made back in the day, and of course I think back in the day, I don't remember exactly when the date would have been, maybe 99, I think it was 1999. You had these modems you could buy from US Robotics and other resellers that came with a certain standard. And they promised on the box that they would upgrade it to the new V.92 standard, allowing not only 56K download and 48 kilobit upload rates, big talk there, but with V.92, PCM was used in both the upstream and the downstream connections, and that made room for an extra data signal from the carrier along with improved speeds. And that extra data signal made accommodations for call waiting and things like that, so it wouldn't ruin your internet connection. And I bought a modem that didn't get the update, and I bought a modem that did get the update. And that was a strong lesson about buy for future updates and compatibility. Wes, I'm curious, was your first PC one that was given to you? Was it one that was built? And do you remember kind of generally what the genre of machine it was?
Yeah. Are we talking about like first PC I had or first PC I used?
Or both. I'd kind of be curious to know both. Like I didn't
like the house computer.
Yeah, my PS2 wasn't my computer; it was the house computer, right? But it was one I used.
Yeah. So I had to look this up, and at my first introduction, I'm young enough. I had computers in school, but they were all Mac. So I think it was the 128K Mac. Is either that or the Macintosh Plus. Plus.
Man.
I think I used both of those, playing some Crystal Quest on there in black and white. Oh, so good.
I didn't know this about you. Welcome. That was my first true computer I had in my room. Was the Mac Plus. That was a hell of a machine, Wes. That was a hell of a machine with the black and white screen, the all-in-one. Did you do the thing where you'd have certain startup disks to play Crystal Quest? You dedicated an entire floppy disk to the OS and that game?
Oh yeah, and then there were only enough, not enough to go around. So you kind of had to share them with the various classmates and other people who were fighting for the various games. One disc was oh yeah, learn how to type, and all the other ones were the fun games.
So,
but I did have another. So I had Macs, the secret Mac background at school.
Oh yeah,
but
really?
Can I play a little sound sample and see if anyone recognizes it?
Okay, I'm ready.
Do it.
All right, let's see. It's loading.
Okay, this is exciting. Oh no!
All right, did you get that?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Oh no! I can't believe I can't.
Dude, that little jingle.
It's so good, right? So that is the DOS Paratrooper game. And while I had Macs at school, my mom was working on a master's degree and had an old IBM PC clone running DOS.
See, that's funny. My folks, my mom, were separated. My mom was graphic arts, so she had a Mac, and my dad had the PC. So and the schools had a mix too. That's so funny. The Macintosh Plus and SE had some really good games. I don't want to gloss over that. I looked back at those recently, and there was some games that are pretty legit. I'm watching a trailer of Mac games right now. Like Tetris, there was the, of course, Crystal Quest. There was also that shuffleboard game where you go to an old bar. I loved the Mac Plus because I had a really tricked out one. I got one with an external 20 megabyte hard drive that connected over SCSI. Mm-hmm. And I also, I know this is really nerdy, but I captured the sound of those old systems as well. I just love it. You can hear the disc. That's how you knew it was working.
Making pop.
That grind is so good. You really just, it feels like it. Your computer's doing something.
You know it's doing something. Then you pop a disc in. Now listen to the sound of the floppy disk. Tell me if that doesn't bring back memories. Wait for it. Right there. Wait for it. Right.
Wow, dude.
The data was transferring at the speed of the sound. That's as fast as the computer could go.
That brings back memories.
I know. It's really crazy. Young people in the audience listening right now probably have no idea what we're talking about, but you would dedicate it might only be an 800 kilobyte. I'm not even joking. 800 kilobytes would contain the entire operating system for the Mac Plus, including the GUI and the game. And then if you were like a baller and you had a newer floppy disk drive, you could get 1.4 megabytes on those sons of guns. But 800K was what originally you got on those first hard floppy disks, the ones that were still called floppy disks, but they had like the little retractable silver cover, and that's what you were hearing there in that soundbite. And 800K would fit the entire graphical System 6 environment and a game. It's just, and as a kid, to be able to just initialize is what they called it. You would initialize the disk and then just copy the system folder over, copy the game folder over, reboot, and play. It was a totally different.
So my first experience on a computer, and I'm bringing this up sort of maybe out of turn simply because of the floppy thing. So my first experience on a computer was the Commodore 64, which I'm actually younger than most of you. But that was sort of our first household computer. And so I very keenly remember the 5.5-inch floppies where you're playing a game and all of a sudden the game, it's a text adventure game, like King's Quest or something, and you have to pause the game, or actually the game pauses you and asks you to put in another, a different 5.5-inch floppy out of the, insert disc 6 of 9.
I remember that.
To continue playing, depending on which adventure you chose from. And they don't really do that anymore these days, I guess.
No, at most they'll do live patching. Technically, the first computer ever in my room was a Trash 80, hooked up to a television screen, which was a monster of a machine that it came with. You're not going to believe this. I think mine came because it was upgraded with a whopping 48 kilobytes of RAM, and the processor ran at 1.7 megahertz. That was technically my very first machine. So when I upgraded to a Mac Plus, which was introduced in 1986, and it had 1 megabyte of RAM, and the 800 kilobyte floppy disk, and a SCSI port, and a built-in speaker, it was a game changer for me. And then when I got to move up to like bigger computers, like 16 megs of RAM, it was pretty nice. But there was a defining moment for me when I built my first PC. And I know, Cheesy, you were just about to mention your first PC that you built. That's the first one, like that's really your computer, the one you built.
Oh, yeah. So my first machine, it was a beige box, AGP 2X.
Yeah, I remember AGP. That was going to be it, man. AGP was going to be the graphic standard.
It was like the NVIDIA, the TNT2, I think is what it was the card. A BioStar motherboard, AMD K6 with, I want to say I had 512 megs of RAM.
Whoa, no way.
Yeah, you could, well, because I was, at the time I was going to the Art Institute, and so I was doing some video stuff, and I had some video capture stuff going.
I'm a little jelly because my first K6 system,
disc.
my first system was also an AMD K6. You got to remember back then, it's sort of like what's happening right now. AMD was just kicking Intel's ass again, and for the first time, and the K6 came out, and people like you and I were switching over to it like mad. My system had 64 megabytes of RAM, if I recall.
Wow.
Yeah, sure, brag. Jeez.
Do you remember what your systems around that time had?
I think it was either 32 or 64. I can't remember. That was, ages ago.
Megabytes, let's be clear.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That was like, I remember when I got my first graphics card. This was not my first like home built computer, but like graphics card came out, and OpenGL with Quake was just mind blowing.
Yeah. And Tomb Raider. I played Tomb Raider for the first time when I got a Matrox video card, and that was mind blowing.
Yeah.
Jazz disk.
Matrox.
Yeah.
Zip disk.
Yeah, Zips. iOmega Zip disk. I never had the Click of Death myself. Never had it.
Oh, man.
Never had it.
Oh, I had it.
Yeah, I think it was more prone in the parallel ones. You PC users. I eventually ended up with more parallel Omega drives than SCSI ones, but my mom was the one that was buying them to back up her computers. So the ones I had like the most hands-on were hers. Wes, I'm curious, like, what was around this era? You're becoming like a follower of the industry, I would assume. When did you first build a PC, or have you built a PC?
Have I built a PC?
Hey,
I mean, come on. That's true. And there's nothing wrong with not having done so, but I'm old enough now that there was a time, and I don't know if I don't think it's true anymore, that was a rite of passage, right?
Yeah. It was more common.
The first like real after DOS era sort of experimental PC, the thing I broke a lot of Windows bootloaders on, that was a early Dell beige box running Windows ME, that treasure of an operating system.
Oh man, I remember being so excited that the ME was finally going to take care of the things that bugged me about Windows, and it was such a pile.
It was the worst and last of the old like N98 generation before, you actually got a decent NT kernel for the home user.
Oh yeah.
Is this the part where I feel old for having built a computer that went and installed Windows 3.1 on it?
No, really?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
How old roughly were you around that time? Do you remember?
Built first of all, my uncle is Mr. PC of Austin, Texas. So we've got the techies in the family, the home builders, the people with soldering irons. We fixed VCRs by hand, but my uncle helped me build my first computer when I was 9. It was a Christmas gift.
That's awesome. What a
coolest uncle ever.
I'm hoping to do that with my son Dylan this summer. He's 10, and I'm hoping to help him build his first PC. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping I'll Ryzen, do a little virtualization pass through because he's been bugging me about Windows 10 games. So one of the reasons I've been messing around with the eGPU pass through stuff. So I'm like, Dylan, check this out. I got Windows and Linux on the same computer. Last night he's like, hey Dad, what? Could I run the same game in Linux and Windows at the same time and play against myself? Yes, Dylan.
That sounds a fun idea.
Yes, you could. I'm like, he gets it. That's
awesome.
Yeah, the computers of today are just so phenomenally more powerful. Messing around with this eGPU stuff and running completely separate operating systems inside a VM. Oh man, I think about where things have come from, and to have the internet.
I do still miss the turbo button.
Yeah. The turbo button was really that was a piece of marketing. Have you watched the history of the turbo button on YouTube?
I have not.
Oh, you definitely should look that up. That's a little homework for after the show. Go look that up.
Okay.
We got to move on though because we have to solve problems. That's a big part of what we do here on the Friday stream is we solve society's problems. Last week we solved the deepfake problem. Week before that, we solved a problem for the world, and this week we're going to solve the horn problem. So you may have heard of this story that your children are growing horns, according to research. I mean, it was covered everywhere on the news.
Now, many people spend hours scrolling through their smartphones every day, but a new study shows it may be changing your bodies. A study of 1,200 people conducted by researchers at the University of the Sunshine Coast found 41% of participants aged between 18 and 30 had developed a bony lump on the back of their skull.
You guys hear about this story? Have you heard this?
I glanced at the headline.
Yeah, Washington Post.
And then I think immediately, it wasn't even 30 seconds later, Joe was like, bullshit.
Yeah.
Or I call bullshit. And I was like, exactly. I agree 100%.
All right.
Bullshit.
So let's see. Is this bullshit? So here's what's going on is the researchers suspect it's from looking down at our phones all the time.
We suspect that the reason for this bone spur formation is because they carry their head forward, but not just carrying their head forward. They carry their head forward for a long period of time.
And it's developing a horn, or as the researchers call it, a bone spur, but that's not very exciting. So this horn is developing, and the problem is it's worse than you might possibly conceive because you have to think of the children. My God, someone think of the children. Thankfully, Fox News has.
They're going to be transmitted to the next generation by something called epigenetics. So if you got one, your kid's going to get one. And it really shows what we're doing to ourselves. We're transforming.
We're transforming, guys. You see, what happens is you're looking down, and as you're looking down, you are taking away the muscle mass in the back of your neck. And when the body loses muscle mass, it responds by creating bone mass. And so it's creating bone mass. The thing is, and it's just one gosh darn little problem about this story. It's just one little problem. The research paper...
Hey, Dr.
What was that? What was that? What was that?
Shh.
What was that?
I don't know.
I want to know what that sounded good.
I don't know what that was.
There's just one little problem about all of this. The research paper itself never actually cites cell phones or even references technology. It cites a series of lifestyle conditions. In fact, when you ask the researcher spokesperson how they know it's because of cell phones, his answer is it's not strong.
Is there any other explanation for why young people are getting these bone spurs?
It's hard to actually think of others because you got to go back and ask yourself what happened over the last 10 years, what changed over the last 10 years to bring about this type of phenomenon.
So you see the problem here is the researcher got this data and he went, I can't think of what else has changed in the last 10 years except for cell phones. So therefore, clearly cell phones. And that is what is called haphazard science right there. That's not really how science works.
That's total bullshit. Come on. I mean, why wouldn't this happen to bookworms or anybody who focuses on work that's below their line of sight? Yeah,
exactly.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty rich. That's a great point. Is anybody who watches a lot of TV looking down, really only a few reporters that covered this entire story, it seems, or even bothered to read the research paper, which we'll have linked in the show notes. This entire thing is reminiscent of hysteria that happened a couple of years ago around a phenomenon called smartphone pinky. So they're calling this smartphone neck or something like that. There was a thing just a couple of years ago called smartphone pinky, which proclaimed that people's fingers were being deformed by the way they held their electronic gadgets and smartphones, and it was making our fingers bent. The fun thing about this one, they came up with a clever get out of jail free card, in that they have this brilliant argument that when somebody calls them on it, they can play.
Now, what's most concerning about the findings is the horn-like spurs typically don't present until far later in adulthood. This is fascinating.
Oh, it's fascinating. Yeah, so the spurs don't present until far later in adulthood, when it could be any number of hundreds of things in your life that cause them to happen, including just not even eating right.
Can I just say that I mean, if I can have an adaptation that makes me more comfortable while I'm browsing my cell phone, which clearly isn't going to stop anytime soon, I'm all for it. Thank you, body.
Right? And by the way, if you look at the pictures that we have linked in the show notes, it essentially looks like a goddamn bottle opener. So if you could put a beer back there and pop that sucker open, I think win-win.
Absolutely. Maybe it's an antenna. I think.
Maybe.
Well, and what I'm curious, like how many studies, or how many people were in these studies?
Oh, actually, I do have the number. Hold on. It might have been in that. Let's see. It might have been in the beginning of that clip. I think I do have the number. It's not a huge sample. It's something like 2,000, I think.
Now, many people spend hours scrolling through their smartphones every day, but a new study shows it may be changing your bodies. A study of 1,200 people conducted by researchers.
1,200 people. Yeah. Yeah. I like, Brent's got a name for this phenomenon that I think we should go with. Brent, go ahead. Lay it out there.
All right, so I actually found this in the linked article, and so there's phone bone, which is I think that would catch on pretty quickly.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner.
I think the title was just born.
The phone bone. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, so there you go. See, we're solving the world's problems. We're solving the world's problems right now. I feel much better.
The X-ray.
I feel like we've accomplished something. I feel like we've accomplished something on the Friday stream. Don't you guys?
I do.
Yeah. So
don't we always?
Now
that
we've accomplished something, yeah, we always do. We're solving society's problem every single episode. Now that we've accomplished something, I think it's time to play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and give away some video games. Not to be a tease, but we already played. That's just where Drew's gonna cut it in.
You're so mean.
I know, bro.
It was a good round, though. It was a good round. All right, is there anything else I need to mention before we get out of here?
We're not going to be here next week,
right? I'll just said that in the thing.
Yeah, I don't know how we're going to solve the world's problems next week.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. I'll get us out of here. All right. Stand by, Drew. This is the pickup part in 3, 2. Yeah, I don't know how we're going to solve the world's problems next week while we're in Keller. We'll do it. We'll just have to do it off the show, I suppose, for no credit. What's the fun in that? In the meantime, Check out FridayStream.com. You can go to FridayStream.com/subscribe. Go check out the back catalog. If you don't know who the Reverend is, you need to go catch out the back catalog. You know what I'm saying? Cheesy, who's the music by this week?
The music this week's coming from a label called New Retro Wave. The first track was by artist Judge Bitch. The song was titled Trash Pandas. Super cool. The outro is Robert Parker, and the name of this track is Satin Cigarette. Some synthwave this week.
All right.
Throwback to the 80s, to the old computing.
That's right.
The old synthwaves tunes.
That's right. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us. I really appreciate all of you who join us live at jblive.tv. Again, just one more time, for the last time, we won't be live next Friday, but we'll be back after that. And we'd love to have you here. It really makes our week. It's a nice way to cap off the week to have you here. We love giving away the video games. And we also appreciate those of you who download the show and spread the word. This is our show where we have a chance to get to know you and you get to know us. And so it's something special. It's not really going to be a huge podcast, but any love you can give it to help grow the Friday stream, we'd appreciate it. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you back here in 2 weeks. All right, jbtitles.com. Let's go pick our title. We heard you like fans, flexing like an Amazon, the phone bone phenomenon.
So good.
Those are good. Horn hype, floppy flashback. That's pretty good. Random access memories. I like random access memories too. Oh man.
Oh yeah, that's just a classy title.
These are really good. Wes, you were on fire today.
I know, dude.
Fire.
jbtitles.com. I'm going to run out of here in 10 minutes to go to the doctor's office. I don't know if I'll be able to pull it off.
Oh, you'll make it.
I don't know how one becomes the premier sleep doctor, but that's who I'm going to go see. We'll see.
You're doing it. That's great.
I got it. It's gotten so bad.
You probably won't remember anything about the appointment.
I got 15 minutes of sleep last night. No sleep the night before. 10 minutes. It's just getting to be, I don't know.
Are you bringing the Zoom? I mean, it seems like Friday stream follow-up.
Wow. I kind of want to now.
Sorry.
Awkward, but I kind of want
you
to.
You gotta sleep.
Huh.
Get you a CPAP.
I mean, you'd edit for personal details, you know. Who knows if they'd let you? Probably not.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will. I'll tell you what. If we get a title picked, I just might. ChampionTitles.com.
Grow a beer bone.
All right, let's stop recording there. Boom. Stop.
Let me hit the stop button.
Good job, everybody.
Stop.
Random access memories is moving up to the top.
That's a good one, dude.
I voted for
People
it.
do love that.
People
do love that. Daft Punk.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, actually. That's funny. I was thinking of Daft Punk as well. I sure was. Thinking about maybe playing it as our outro song.
Ooh.
So
that's a good track.
You know what I'm wondering is if we end up switching all this process over to Nextcloud, we might think about how we're going to do this in the future.
What do you mean?
Well, we're getting a Studio Nextcloud instance set up, and I might be able to just export right to the Nextcloud folder. And then you guys would get maybe an upload prompt link or something, and you know what I'm saying? Like there's some ways we could do this in the future.
Yeah, I mean we could just set up the box like we do now, or set up. You could just drop a link.
Oh, we got a box. Wes set us up a box. Oh shit! That's Damn it. I had the three of you guys on, and I wanted to talk about Nextcloud, and I got completely distracted by this.
We can solve that problem not next Friday, but
I know, but that was a big part of why I wanted the three of you guys on here, was because Wes just set us up a Nextcloud instance, and you and Drew are big Nextcloud fans, so it was going to be a perfect. Dang it.
Do we want to start recording again?
No, because I gotta go.
Do post show?
No,
okay.
I gotta go. That's the thing is, this doctor.
Well, let's
is
do
like,
afterthoughts next week.
Yeah, this doctor is like super hard to get booked, and it's like now or 3 months from now, so I've got to go tonight.
Look, go see your doctor, bro.
Oh man, that sucks though. I really, really, really wanted. I had the perfect panel to talk about it, and I forgot.
We can put this panel back together.
I get so distracted. The only things that went into the show, the only things that went into the show are the things I had listed out. If it wasn't written down, it didn't because I was so distracted.
Brent, on your Nextcloud, do you use the raw preview?
Good question. I don't use the raw preview because I'm starting to switch over to give files to clients through Nextcloud, but I never do that with raw, so I've never actually tried it.
Yeah, well, I just pulled one down last night. I haven't pushed any raws into a folder to check it yet, but it's supposed to basically just generate a preview like it does JPEGs for you.
I'm going to try and get back to you.
So I'm rendering out to the correct folder, it looks like, if I'm reading this correctly, so that should be good. So that's good. Well, I should probably run here. I should probably get the F out of here, because...
go to the doctor already.
Good luck out there, Chris.
Thank you.
Beware the mist. Beware the mist.
I always am.
That's another great old Mac game, dude.
Brent, thank you for squeezing in. Appreciate it.
Hey, man, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Always appreciate it.
Absolutely. Wes, thank you for squeezing in at the last moment there, too. Appreciate that, too.
Squeezy. Squeezy cheesy.
Easy squeezy. All right.
Easy squeezy.
Yeah, well, let's do this again sometime. What do you say?
In a fortnight, shall we?
Couple of weeks. Yeah.
Yes.
Indeed.
All right. Also, Brent, just a heads up, we might be doing a double up on Tuesday.
Nice. You'll let me know times and things?
We don't have those figured out yet, but yes, we'll try to.
Right.
Double your love,
good.
double your pleasure.
Yeah.
I might actually be at a not a co-working space, but I'm going to try to go to a makerspace and do those episodes. So
cool. You can tell us about
I'll have something to talk about.
Yeah, very good. All right. See you later, sir. Have a good one. Bye, Z's.
See you, Brent.
All right. Cheesy, Wes, Drew, thank you guys very much. Get your flax over to Drew. Drew, I'm renting them out right now. Woo. Had fun.
Send them on over.
If we could think
of
another.
Guys, have a good weekend.
I love the old day PC stories. I was thinking about doing one about just storage size one time or something. But anyways, you guys have a good one, and I'll talk to you later.
You too, man.
Bye.
Try and get some sleep.
Thanks.
Be safe with your body.
Oh, that hurts. All right, bye. Heyo. All right, chat room. Thank you for being here. Go check out the most recent user error and, of course, LAN late Sunday, early Monday. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye, Ziz.
Familiar faces I've never seen. Living